American Cornhole Organization. Yeah, it's a real thing since 2005. Find out how to play, where to play, and compete nationwide. Scan now to join the ACO family at AmericanCornhole.com. The ACO. We are Cornhole.
Around here, light can bring out the best in you. It can make you believe you'll find the buried treasure. Tempt you to bet on yourself. Convince you there's room for one more bite. And beg you to stay out way past your bedtime. Don't say we didn't warn you. Come find your island, Prince Edward Island.
Hi, I'm Rich Pyle, the host of Hole Nation, where we share everything this cornhole and a lot more. Follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and catch our new videos every Wednesday at 7. And remember, whether it's sticky or slick side down, bring it.
Hey, what do you say, Holeheads? Welcome to Taco Tuesday. Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO. Frank Geers, the Cornhole Dude. Here we go. TACO, talking ACO, and this is the Now What edition of the Taco. It's going to be a quick one because now what? Most of the state championships are done. Obviously, the season's a couple of weeks.
What do you mean, now what? A $20,000 tournament coming our way. Now,
shit. That was the whole point. We're going to tell you
I had to throw that out there
what.
to you,
That was the headline you see is the teaser to get people to go, what's the matter? Something
that was
wrong?
me just saying something. Finally, just speaking up and just speaking to you, man.
I did. I had a word with him last week. I said, would you say something for God's sakes? Anyway, no, welcome to Taco Tuesday. It is the Now What edition, and it really is about now what. And there is plenty of now what, even though the season is, for the most part, behind us. The world schedule, the link to tickets, and Punta Gorda, again, went out in your email. And just something to mention today, we've switched email servers. So if you opted in, if we've got your email address, you should be getting emails from us. If for some reason you're not seeing them and you didn't see one today that actually came with a tweaked version a little bit after noon Eastern time. If you didn't get anything or it's not in your spam filter, throw a note down in the comments because we're just trying to make sure that everything's landing and we're checking open rates and everything else to make sure that you're getting the links and the information. And along with that is going to come a new texting function. It's all part of the same program now. So at some point, we may have you opt in to a different number or change the number from which you are getting ACO text messages somewhere down the line. Don't worry, you're not missing anything yet, but I'm just giving you a heads up that that may be the case. So the World's 20 schedule and the link to tickets in Tulsa, Oklahoma went out again this morning, as did one really last big push for Punta Gorda. And we're going to get into Punta Gorda a little bit earlier, and you just saw an opening little video, and it was very heavy on the Jacksons. There was a lot of Chad and Kim Jackson in that video because Kim produced it for us, and that was the footage that she had. So she says, I'm going to be getting a lot more of Punta Gorda footage. She's going to be doing video projects for us over the course of the coming season. So you'll start to see herself popping up here, there, and everywhere. If you see her there, know that she's got a camera possibly trained on you to be in one of these upcoming videos. So thanks, Kim. We appreciate that. We're going to end with one from the folks at Hole Nation. Tracy and Rich, been very busy, but they put one up together. We're going to have that closer to the end of the taco as a reminder as well. But Punta Gorda is creeping up. It's a week from, it really kind of kicks off a week from this Thursday we get underway.
So we do have a couple people chiming in. Just like to say hi to them. Amber Fretwell's in the house. Chris Norris, great job this weekend, buddy. Aaron Snyder on board. He said he did not get the email, so that's a little FYI.
Okay, well, that's what we need to know. I mean, it's funny because you can't send an email to somebody to say, did you get my email? And that's one of my biggest problems these days in business. Well, I sent an email. Well, did you hear anything back? No. Did you follow up? No.
Well, and Amber, you're right. Kim Jackson is doing a great job with the video stuff. Yeah. So appreciate what she's doing. So she did a really cool recap. Oh, we got Craig Smith from Scotland. Love that.
Right on, Daddy-O.
Good to see you,
Craig,
big dog.
glad to have you. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, so keep those comments coming. I just now got into the comment section. Appreciate that. But yeah, let us know because that's one way. Well, again, we can see open rates and things like that and click-throughs, but if you never got it, you don't know you didn't get it. So check your spam filters, spread the word. I don't know. Again, I don't know how to tell people to talk about emails they didn't get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
How do you do that? Where do you go?
We'll figure it all out. But again, if you need anything, you know where to reach out to your COs, your certified official directors. They've got everything that you need to know. And the website has everything you need to know as well. So the schedule is posted there. There may be a couple of slight tweaks as we get going, but you know where to go to find all that. State championships, we talked about this. You just had an opportunity to visit one this past weekend in Alabama, but I know Kentucky kicked some ass. Russell and that whole crew and the Gammons.
Yeah,
and
there was Russell and the Gammons and Burton Grimes for doing the broadcasting down there, which is something we're going to talk about in the future too. Not tonight, but the broadcasting and working on getting more teams like Burton and CBC and everybody else that's out there, Big D, that are helping us start to do broadcasting.
Something to think about. If you've got gear and you've thought about doing it or you've been doing it and you're perfecting and doing more, it is something that we are going to talk about, not next week, but possibly the week after or the week after that to talk about getting geared up for season 21.
Yeah, but back to the States. This weekend we had two specific ones that were, corporate, run and operated. The one in Kentucky and Owensboro. It went out awesome. We'll get full details next week on the results of that. But once again, like you said, thanks to the team that ran that one. And we did the one in Alabama. The cool thing, I actually got to go down to the Alabama one.
And that was like as much a site visit, too, as anything else, wasn't
absolutely, Finn, because the thing about the Alabama one is not only was it one that we ran the states down there at Sand Mountain, it is one that in October we're bringing a major to Alabama.
Nice.
And this is northern Alabama, right? Southern Alabama is Mobile that we're at every year. But we now have one in Alabama that is northern Alabama. And I think, dude, the players are going to be so excited about this venue. It's got amazing restaurants around the area. The facility is
still got that new
second to none
facility smell.
Yeah. I mean, if anybody's been to Legends down there in College Station, it's kind of like that. It's also like the one out in Oregon and Medford. You've been to both of those and know how beautiful those facilities are.
Very cool.
But it is a great campus. So looking forward to the major there in October. And once tickets go live, that's one that I definitely recommend you try to grab your ticket because that'll be capped out at like 250 plus players.
Oh wow! Yeah, that's gonna be a good ticket to have.
Oh, it's gonna be great. And I want to thank. We had a really great team down there this weekend too. That like they did in Owensboro, we had a great team down there at Sand Mountain in Alabama. But Chris Watkins and his son Ashton, along with his girlfriend Olivia, and then it was Kim Jackson and Amber Fretwell. Really, the team that ran everything down there. So kudos, hats off to my team that was down there for us, running everything. So well done. And all the players that, ended up finishing in first place. Again, we'll talk about you next week, but congratulations.
Well, and again, not next week, but the following week, because we're going to do a big summary of state championships when we wrap up Punta Gorda. Next week is sort of the taco summer vacation, summer break, I guess, if you will, because we're going to be packing everything up to go to Punta Gorda. Which some big news on Punta Gorda coming. Well, you know what? We'll recognize our bag makers. We got 4 new bags featured out front here. Do any of them that you want to mention that are coming on for season 21 that are new that you think of off the top of your head?
No, because there's a lot of new ones, honestly. There's probably 15 or so brand new bag partners. So what I'll do is I think we have even maybe a bag special day type of thing and talk about some of these companies across the country. So no, not anybody specific.
Okay. Well, but again, we always want to highlight a few different brands, a few different series. And we always appreciate the partnership from our bag partners who are going to be a big part of the Worlds and the Tailgater, just like they have been. Some new programs that have been developed for season 21.
Yeah. You speak of Tailgater program. I mean, there's, and I want to talk about that when we get around to it, next chapter here. But, again, Finn, we've got 13 bag partners that you'll be able to experience out at the World Championships that are part of that Tailgater program, plus a company called Profil that's going to be part of the tailgate zone as well. So right now there's 14 groups already part of that Tailgater division out there at the World Championships.
We're talking about that as far as the Worlds go in Tulsa, that's going to be cool because anybody can come in and play. That's going to be fun, and we're pushing that really locally in Tulsa, inviting people to come out. But let's just talk quickly again about the Tulsa Toss.
Oh yeah, Tulsa
the
Toss.
ACO Scheels Tulsa Toss, and this is one that we're mega store. You're seeing pictures of it right now. This thing is insane. It's like every giant store you've ever seen all under one roof. We're going to have a welcome party out there on the Sunday afternoon before Worlds, a chance to come out. We're going to have the Cornhole Cookbook featured there. There's going to be an autograph signing, him and the autograph you really want to get, Haley. But anyway, so that's going to be a lot of fun. But the Scheels, ACO Scheels Tulsa Toss, looking forward to that. And that's going to be one where we really want the locals to come out. They're going to have QR codes throughout the store where people can scan to go get more information, come in, sign up, and let's see what Tulsa's got. I can't wait to see what they bring to it. And that's just going to be on Championship Saturday, only that one Tulsa Toss.
Yep, the Tulsa Toss at the end of the week is coming. And again, the whole point of that is really to engage, like you said, Finn, the locals. We really want to get a lot of the locals come out so they can experience the kind of competition level that the ACO has and actually be there from a spectator standpoint as well.
Well, and we're going back for majors. So it'll be a really great top-loaded, front-loaded, awesome experience for locals to come out and get a sense of what the ACO is all about. So when these majors come back to town, it's sort of kind of doing it the opposite way we usually do it. We have a couple majors, then we go to the Worlds, but we've done majors, but now we're going to do this, and we're really going to be pushing the local participation to come out and be a part of the majors. Everybody that went out, I know Heinerman was talking about it, LaBelle was talking about it. Tulsa was so much more than they were expecting.
Right. Especially cool. That downtown region and all the different things to do down there, restaurant wise and activity wise. And, something else to talk about, Finn, is I think, isn't it 3 to 6 on that Sunday?
Yes.
Prior to. So if you were thinking about, I think I was talking to Chris Watkins this past weekend, and they were thinking of coming in on Sunday in time to make the state Slider Cup on Monday. And I told them, I said, hey, we might be doing some big tournaments on Saturday evening. Those are still being developed, but that might be happening. But I said, dude, if there's any way you can guys get into town by 3:00 and head on over to Scheels.
Yeah,
we got a really cool kind of like get to know the ACO, get to know Scheels party that's going to go on, kind of kicking off the entire week of activity there in Tulsa. So anybody that's considering coming out for the state Slider Cup on that Monday and was going to come in on Sunday, you might want to come in early Sunday or even consider coming in on Saturday. Just throwing that out there.
No,
too.
I love it. And that was one of the things I was going to mention is the state Slider Cup. Everybody seemed to love that. And people seem to love the state championships too. I mean, that's something we'll talk about in a couple of weeks. But I do like the fact that everybody really seems to be digging in deep into the state championships.
Yeah, that'll be fun to talk about. And I'll tell you what, I don't want to name any names, but I was down there in Alabama and I was just looking. We didn't have a huge tournament, but we had the depth of competition. Finn, I was just looking across the board and studying these players there. I was like, holy cow, I don't know that there is a stronger state in the ACO than Alabama. I mean, it's arguable because I know there's a lot of great states out there, and I'm throwing that out there to everybody right now to start thinking about. But when you put together that team from Alabama, just what I saw there, and we were missing, 4 or 5 of the great studs from the Alabama market. It was an insane.
Well, they've been making that Alabama case all season long, to be sure. Supporting one another, even when they're not there. We were watching, when we're doing the stream, when Phil and I are doing the stream, the Alabama folks show up in the comments.
Time and time
they
again.
Are absolutely there. And one thing I also want to mention, this wasn't actually on my original schedule, but something else that we're really going to start encouraging was certified official what?
Wait, I do have to call. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No,
but
you're
this
not.
is pretty exciting. Craig Smith from Scotland
Yes.
is coming to the World Championships the 20th to the 27th to Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Sweet.
That's the first time we are ever going to have a player from Scotland representing cornhole
That's
at the
great.
Worlds. I love it, Craig. Can't wait to see you, buddy. Sorry to interrupt you, buddy.
No, that's all right. Do me a favor. Would you, when you come over, would you bring me some of the paperwork to fill out so that I can retire there? I'm not kidding. If you can just stick that in your briefcase. I'm looking at it somewhere in the UK, Ireland, Scotland, Cornwall, any of those places, fine by me. So bring that if you wouldn't mind, Craig. But we're looking forward to seeing you put some more international flavor on top of what's already going to be, it sounds like a pretty cool international kind of world championships. One of the things that we were talking about localizing and bringing out the local players. The new way that the certified official directors are going to be choosing their areas and all of this stuff is unfolding right now. It's going to be, the emotion is taken out of it. We're going to get into it, but you're going to see an opportunity really to find population densities, opportunities to find places you didn't know existed, people you didn't know existed, a lot of that. But it's going to be about reaching out. And one of the things that we want to try to do is connect different groups. I had just the one-off opportunity. Rodney Schreiber in Wisconsin, he and his wife and his partner up there when we saw them. Where was that, in South Bend? I think we were talking to them in South Bend. But I also work with a group of radio stations in Madison, Wisconsin. Well, they are putting on a huge cornhole summer where they have all these qualifying events, and then they do the finals of this event at a big party on the State House lawn in Wisconsin. So we connected them. They are 3 of 6 events underway. I think they're coming in. Rodney said they're coming in with Q106 logos on their jerseys to the Worlds. So obviously it's going well, but it's a great opportunity to get out into areas where we maybe don't have as many players, but a great way to get out and expose your group. And that's the beauty of the way the CO program runs. Yeah. Your group can benefit from this all year long. The ACO can absolutely provide a home for these players to come and play competitively or otherwise, however they want to do it. Monster Cornhole is something you can be telling about, all of that stuff. But Rodney, nice work. Wanted to give you a shout out. I heard good things. So that's all good stuff. So I just wanted to make sure I gave that shout out there as well. Anybody else you want to hit here?
Nope. Everybody else is good right now, man.
Okay. Very good. All right. So we've kind of covered off on that. Let's do a Monster Cornhole update. What do you say? You have that in front of you?
No, I'll tell you what the Monster Cornhole update is today was working on Monster with my boy Ryan LaBelle, right?
Yeah.
You know, and what we were working on, Finn, was talking through the process of all these prizes that we're getting ready to send out. So it's exciting, and the way it's going to go, we've got the T-shirt in design and getting ready to get the first prototype of the T-shirt in. That T-shirt's going to be going out to 150 different players here soon. Another gift that's part of the prize category is 50 books from the Cornhole Cookbook. This baby is going to be going out to 50 contestants. We have a tie at the top still, and there's a couple other players kind of inching closer to being in that mix for the tie.
4, 5, 6 players at the top.
6 players
Indiana,
now at
Kentucky,
the top, man.
Georgia, and Missouri all represented, and Michael Gobin from Kentucky is right behind him, as is Steve Provost. I mean, this is neck and neck right now.
It's exciting, and so we were talking about all the fulfilling of all these prizes that we have. I mean, one of the cool gifts or prizes in it, I think it's 500 players get a $20 basically gift card to play and use at any major in the blind draw. So they could drop themselves into the blind draw. It's a $20 valued gift card. And I think, Finn, what we're going to do so we can get that out, and just to Monster people that happen to be tuning in, we're going to do a postcard that I'm going to probably work with you to kind of create up the creative look to this thing.
Okay.
But that's going to become their ticket. They're going to get the postcard mailed to them, and they're going to be able to bring that ticket to the majors. So, dude, the Monster program is really taking off, really working well. And when we get back together prior to the end of this month at that last taco, we're going to definitely go over some of the changes that'll take place in season 2, M2, Monster 2 season coming up. We'll go over some of the changes. Plus, we'll be able to be close to finalizing those winners. So
I love it.
It's great. It's a good program.
I love it. Well, that's good stuff. Always good to get that update. Something else that I don't think I told you that I wanted to do, but I think we absolutely should do it, is not just congratulate our final survey winner, which we tell you the surveys are important. They are, because it really helps us give feedback to the different cities that we go to and different places. Let them know what we found the players gravitated towards, what they liked, what they would like to see more of, maybe how they got there. I mean, how you get there is a huge key for a lot of these cities too, because, some of them are easier to get to than the others, but that's all important information. Our final survey winner for Branson was Wendy Barger. Now, the funny thing about that is there's going to be a battle royal in that household as to who gets to use the freebies. That would be my guess. Wendy, stick to your guns. Those are yours. Thank you for filling out the survey. And even though I know we've kind of one of our other home away from home cities is Branson, we appreciate that and thank you. So what I want to do, go ahead.
I want to restate to the players out there that play with the ACO and are at these majors It is such a simple thing to fill out this survey. It really is. There's 10 questions I think we maybe ask on the survey. You submit that survey, and you have the opportunity to win a package. How much is the value of that? It's over $100, I think.
Yeah, I want to say it is. Oh, hell,
I think it's $80. I think it's a $140 package. It's like $60 for your singles ticket and $80 for your doubles ticket.
Yeah.
But it's worth it, Finn. I mean, you have a 1 in 100 or 1 in 200 shot at winning $140 package. And if you're showing up at these majors and you're planning to show up at more than the one that you went to fill out the survey, fill it out.
Why wouldn't you?
And that stuff really helps us. It helps us to continue to find these places and keep these places that we've come to know and love. The Owensboroughs, the Medfords of the world, the Knoxville, Tennessees, the Fort Walton, Floridas, the Mobile, Alabamas, wherever it is that we're going to, is exciting stuff. So anyway.
Well, you heard me in the promo talking about the cicadas have invaded. We kind of want to be able to represent when we go to a city. We want to show them the invasion that the ACO brings to town so that they understand and that their business. I mean, certainly the good news is that because the jersey is the coin of the realm in the ACO, when we go out, you know who we're with. You know what I mean? It's ACO players. Oh, I saw a guy wearing this, the colors and this and that. So that is cool. You make yourself known in the community, but make the community known to us so we have an opportunity to kind of show off what it is you've been out there doing as well. But that said, I'm going to start back in Buffalo, and I'm going to thank everybody who filled out a survey and won. You ready?
There you go.
Jennifer De Pasquale, Scott Bill Hughes, Floyd Sanderson, Scott Beck, Lucas Coleman, Jody Thurman, Terry Saunder, Dwayne Kelch, Victor Ball, Jason Tipton, Anthony Kirk, Vince Rao, James Reed, Brian Dunn, Samantha Etheridge, James Barkowitz, Rebecca Grimes, Andrew Stoll, Joshua Marby, Frank Stockton, Mike Walters, Andrew Burrows. That was in Fort Smith, and Nick Sample won the costume contest at that one, by the way. Elena Gonzalez, Jimmy Naylor, Adam Price, Vicky Gurley, Tracy Barnes, Cameron Lohman, Jason Rader, Carl Morgan, Greg Baker, Hunter Anderson, Kelly Naylor, Art Brown, Scott Chrisman, Chandra Hammond, Byron Sisson, Pete Kistner, Todd Gammon, Lynn Cowart, and Wendy Barger.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. Appreciate that, man.
That is a wealth of knowledge, and especially a lot of names on that we know you've traveled a lot. So your input is very valuable, and it really means the world. That's why we track it. So do appreciate that and don't want to downplay the importance of that. So I'm going to give you a chance. Guess what I want to talk about now?
I don't know, but your boy finally showed up. Sing Sing has showed in the house. He's in the house now, so he just want to let you know he's here.
Oh, okay.
Is it Punta time? Let's get prepped for Punta.
It's time to talk about Punta Gorda. Oops, I should have probably taken off my other glasses.
And now we can talk about the $20,000 we're going to be giving away over that 3-day stretch.
$20,000 purse. Again, it begins a week from 2 days from now. A week from this Thursday. It is right there around the corner. Do not miss it. These graphics are going to pop up here to lay out what happens at the Twisted Fork on Thursday, what happens at the 4 Point Sheridan on Friday and Saturday there in the TT's Tiki Bar. And inside as well, we've got the inside available at the convention center. But look at this, 20 grand split out over 3 days. Now, the big news that I told you about is I'm going.
Oh, is that right? Damn. Yeah, I told you had to get there one of these days, and you're getting there, baby. I love it, dog.
It's big news for me.
I like it.
It's big news for me. I'm excited to go because I don't really have anything planned. I'm really just going to finally go and just absorb all of it. The late starts, the colors, the fun, the laughter, the whole thing. It's really a great exhale after the end of the season with 20,000. I mean, for people who are always talking about payouts, if you haven't circled this on your calendar for a shot to go grab a part of 20 grand, I'm not 100% sure how good you are at math. I'm not kidding. $20,000 over a 3-day vacation weekend, playing things like the Little Drummer Boy and everything. So Breakdown Thursday, Friday, Saturday, one more time, is our last chance to do it before we roll out.
And Finn, I think you said it right. I think I caught a word or two that you said there, but this is a chance to exhale, not just for you, but for the entire ACO family and community and cornhole players outside of the ACO, because this is welcoming to all cornhole players, but there are elements like the Little Drummer Boy Pro Invitational that are exclusive to ACO players.
Yes.
The $10,000 tournament on Saturday does have our top 20, our Top Gun 20 that pre-qualify and get a free ticket to be part of that $10,000 tournament. But the rest of it is open. And so you can, as a doubles team, come and be part of that $10,000 tournament. You just have to qualify for it. But
Even
let's
if
start.
you don't have to have a membership.
You
for
don't have
those.
to have a membership.
Only the ACO Pro Invitational requires a membership. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. And in order to be that, you have to be a pro. So in order to be a pro, you had to be a member. So
Yeah.
it's
Sort of
all
self-explanatory.
Yeah,
actually, when you
exactly.
think
Let's
about
see.
it.
So, but Battle of the Bags, this is, first of all, I love this place we're going to. The Twisted Fork. Food is phenomenal. It's indoor, outdoor. Outdoors is where we're playing cornhole, but it's covered, Finn. It's a what is it?
Just a giant
amphitheater.
thatched
Yeah. Live music is going to be
Pavilion.
going on. Pavilion is what I was looking for. A word like that. But have had an absolute blast every year there. This is 4-person tournaments coming in there. There's $5,000 on the line. If you get your team in advance, it's only $200, $50 a person. A lot of opportunity to play a lot of cornhole and win some dough on that night. That is a great way to kick the week off. And then we kick into Friday. Like you said, the cool thing about being down
on Thursday
here,
is there's a blind draw on Thursday.
well,
too,
there's
right?
little blind draws. So we have little blind draws on the side.
Okay,
so as
throughout,
many as
yeah.
throughout.
50% payouts on those.
If you get knocked out of the main event, you can jump into those
Okay,
little
I just want to
$5
make sure
things.
you knew that there was more.
Other activities
to be
that
done,
you can
yeah.
be doing. Great idea. And
So
I'm glad
Tiki
you
Toss
pointed
on
out.
Friday.
Tiki Toss is Friday. Now, one of the coolest things I think about this whole experience is not only the $20,000. How much did I say again?
$20,000.
Okay, $20,000 that we're going to be
$20,000.
giving away for
Hang
these
on, I'm
3
getting
days.
into beach mode.
But one of the cool things that I love about it is the fact that it is laid back. We don't start Friday and Saturday's tournament till mid-afternoon, evening. On Friday, we don't actually start pitching bags until 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
We open the gates at 5 to come in and get yourself registered and signed up. But the two things that we do, I won't go into big details with the Pro Invitational. That's really something that's fun to watch because it does have the little drummer and boy involved. These players are required to throw left hand, right hand type of thing. It's a lot of fun to see these stud players try to figure out how to play with their opposite hand. But the thing that's so cool is the open tournament that evening. That's for anybody. It costs you $20 in advance, $30 at the door. You can almost double or more than double your money depending on when you sign up for it. But Finn, there will be 40 players that will walk away with $50
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed. And all you have to do is finish in the top 40 of a Switch Holio that we will be putting on that will guarantee a minimum of 5 games that you'll be able to play. And I'm hoping that you can convince yourself to even jump into that. I mean, you're a good enough player to compete in a Switch Holio. And this could be, Finn, this could be the first time in your life that you cash in at a cornhole tournament.
After coming in the top 40?
You have to come in the top 40. Right. So, yeah, hey.
I could come in 40th out of 30.
You got to come to Punta Gorda just to see Finn cash in. But no.
I might meet one of my buddies for dinner that night, just so I don't embarrass anyone. And by anyone, I mean me. Okay, very good. So then Saturday, we're back at the same location there for the Harborside Shootout.
Yep.
And then some.
And then some. And that's the one that's got $10,000 of the $20,000 that's being given away that day. And that is a traditional doubles tournament where our Top Gun 20 players, our teams, if they come in, they're going to take up as many as 20 of the 32 spots for the main event that we have. If we have only 5 of our Top Gun 20 teams that sign up, that means we're going to have 15 more teams that can come out of the qualifier. We are guaranteeing, though, 12 teams will be coming out of the qualifier because we're taking a total of 32 teams into the main bracket for the $10,000 purse. It is, what is it, like $100, I think? Yeah, $100 online in advance to compete in this tournament. That is a $10,000 purse tournament. It's a bring your own partner, so go out there, find your best buddy, and come out and compete. 2-game minimum. And what you looking for? Your partner?
My other, yeah, right. Nobody's that stupid. Nobody's that stupid.
But this is a great tournament. Gates open at 2, bags fly at 3. The main tournament will hopefully start somewhere around 5:30, 6 o'clock.
Outstanding. What a weekend. What a great, like I said, exhale. What a great opportunity just to come out and hang out. Go do whatever you want all day long. Save some energy if you really want to grab part of that. Oh, how much? $20,000 over the course of the 3-day weekend. Again, one of the biggest weekends. It's not even part of the season. It's just this great kick-ass one-off, which if we continue to make it bigger, it's going to get bigger. Does that make sense?
Exactly.
It's pretty simple math there.
Exactly. And I want to remind everybody at the Twisted Fork, man, when you're coming in with your foursome, we want to see you decked out. It is a battle of the bags. So if you have a bag company that you want to represent in the ACO, come down wearing their swag, man. We want to see, Killer Bees, OTT, Ruthless. Some of those
Anybody,
are classic.
Big D,
those are some of the classic team. Gusto. Those are some of the classic teams that have been there year in and year out. Supporting the ACO, supporting teams of 4 out there. Let's see some more of them come out. Would love to see that.
Well, you can tell I'm ready. I've got my zinc oxide ready to go.
Lucky's has been down there numerous times too.
I got my Tilly. I'm ready to roll. I'm just looking forward to just sitting back and taking it all in and watching everybody else do the work. Although Candler would say that's all I do. It's going to be
good stuff.
Anyway, nevertheless, looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. There is still time to get in. Again, hopefully you got that email today in your email box. Click there to register. Get in advance. Save yourself some
it saves money.
A few bucks and get down there to grab your chunk.
But walk-ups are welcome.
20,000.
It just costs you a little bit extra. Walk-ups are welcome. Want to make sure that's clear too. And you stated it before, Finn. No membership required.
Yeah, outside of that pro, and that doesn't really matter to you if you're not a pro at that point. My buddy, I was just talking to my buddy who's in town. He lives in Fort Myers. He goes, where are you going to be? I go, oh, we're going to be at the Twisted Fork. He goes, I go there all the time. He lives like 20 minutes from there, just outside of Fort Myers. He goes, I go in there all the time. I said, well, you got to come see what we're doing down there. So looking forward to seeing him, but looking forward to seeing you. And that's really what we want to do. We really want to, when the title of the episode was Now What, that's the what. That's what you can do now between now, the end of the season, the state championships, and the Worlds heading to Tulsa. So make your plans. Maybe you weren't thinking about coming, but maybe all of a sudden this hat was enough to motivate you. Make your plan to come. If you're within a 4 or 5 hour drive, hell, you can drive down in the morning and be there ready to go on Thursday. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole different ball game from what you're used to with a travel schedule. So let us know, throw some comments down there if you are planning, and maybe you weren't planning and now you are planning to go. If you go on there, what are the hotel deals and everything when you click in there? Have you seen what the setup is around that area? 4 Point Sheridan.
4 Point Sheridan's the one you want to be at.
Yeah.
That is the home place. They got great pricing still, I believe. It's available on the website. I think they still have a few open rooms, so check that one out. That's where we hang out a few hours every day at the poolside in the evening in the daytime.
I'm getting my pool body ready.
Killer. It's killer.
My pool body last year was one that little kids jumped on to float around in, but this year I think it's going to be a little bit better.
I want to say that's where I lost to Johnny Thomas and I think Riley Brewster down there, and I had to jump in the pool with my clothes on. I forgot to take my phone out and my wallet, and took a little air dry time on that phone. But
classic Gears.
But I lived up to the challenge and I lost the bet and immediately jumped in. So.
Did what he was supposed to do at significant self-expense. All right. We couldn't be more serious about how much fun this is going to be. Is that a real sentence?
I think so.
Serious
It
fun.
works.
Actually, the Knack made a record called Serious Fun. So yeah, I'm in. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you have anything else? Anybody else you want to shout out to?
Straighten the glasses and
I took my
point to the
glasses off, so I can't read it. Is there anybody else in the comments you want to say? Oh, did we have the numbers? Last week we had, which is going to be a teaser because we're going to go into it more in a couple of weeks. But the Road Dog Awards, we asked you last week, and we said we would give you a shout out.
I didn't write down the names of the winners.
What?
The closest ones.
For God's sakes,
I know.
You looked at it
I had
5
one job.
times.
I know. I had one job.
Well, Sing Sing was one of them, wasn't it? And Kalen Vest?
West.
West?
Yeah. He had the closest number, which was, I think, 46.
I think he guessed 46.
But he guessed a couple ones. But
and
he was close. And
somebody guessed 89, which is over. So by Price is Right rules, you're out. And Sing Sing, I guess, like 28. The number is staggering. And this is, what is a Road Dog?
13, baby. 13 majors that you go to. And the number, drum roll. How much?
69.
69.
We didn't make that up to be funny. I guessed 67 when you asked me to guess. And you go, did you already know? I go, no, I just pulled that number out of
dude, that is a serious amount of wood that we've got to just get over to Tulsa, Oklahoma and hand out.
That's its own truckload. And we are going to adjust the trophy presentations and how we're going to do it. So you're not planning a 4-hour trophy presentation. We're going to do it a little bit differently. and it's going to require you to receive your barrel head and then make sure that you have it for what is going to be maybe the coolest photo we've ever taken at any major. So
69 road doggers.
Yeah, we'll be explaining that here in a couple of weeks more on how you're going to grab your trophy. In fact, we might even have, remember our boy Michael, who was on with us talking about some picks toward the end of the season for player of the season. He's the guy that makes all those barrel heads, and I hope he's already started.
Well, did I tell you? And you might have just said that. And I didn't even hear it because I was reading a comment down here. But that he, I think, is coming in with his wife, and they've rented a semi to bring those in.
Into that.
But no, he is coming with his wife, and he's going to be driving them all down there. So I'm looking forward to
Tulsa.
Yeah, he's coming to Tulsa with his wife, and he's bringing them all in.
I've been friends with this guy for 15 years. He doesn't tell me anything.
And Jack Harcrow, thanks for tuning in, and great to see you at the state championships there in Alabama. And Sand Mountain is a spectacular venue, and Jack is acknowledging that it is a good venue. Thanks for bringing the event to Albertville, he says, and Alabama players will be supporting it in a big way in October.
Gotta love it.
Thanks, Jack. Appreciate that.
Yep. Season
CBC
21
is in the house, says that's awesome. And but season 21 there, dude, that is going to be a special place to play at. That is going to become one of our marquee events, I think, nationwide. So that'll be a top 10 easily.
And a lot of new cities being added to season 21.
Can I say one?
Two in Canada, which I'm really excited about. Yeah.
I think I might have said it the other week, but I want to say it again because I'm real excited about it. But we're going to Kansas City, Kansas, man, to a place called the Home Field. And it is going to be another really, really good new venue for us. So excited about that.
All right. Well, and that's what filling out those surveys does. It gives us ammo to go in and find new places for you, and some places that may be a little bit closer, some places that might be near where you want to go exploring. You're discovering cities maybe you never would have gone to without your fascination and passion for cornhole, the ACO notwithstanding, giving you the opportunity to do that. So talking about cool places, we might as well end on the one we were just telling you about, the one for which I bought this extremely awesome hat, and that would be Punta Gorda, the Gulf Coast Classic. One final look at what is to come from our friends from Whole Nation. On that note, I wish you a happy Taco Tuesday. I'm Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO, side by side with Frank Geers, the Cornhole Dude. We're just a few days away from a drink in our hand, our toes in the sand, and always reminding you,
keep on sunning.
You're invited to the 3rd annual Gulf Coast Classic, June 26th through 28th in Punta Gorda, Florida. This is a non-points earning tournament with a $20,000 purse. Thursday night at the Twisted Fork is the Battle of the Bags Crew Cup tournament at this outdoor, butt-covered venue that hosts live bands. Friday night at TT's Tiki Bar, it's the Tiki Toss, which is a 5-game guaranteed Switch Holio tournament. Simultaneously is the Little Drummer Boy ACO Pro Invitational with a $3,000 purse. Saturday is the Harborside Shootout at TT's Tiki Bar at 3 o'clock. This Bring Your Partners Double event has a $10,000 purse. For more information on this fun and fun-filled event, check out AmericanCornhole.com or Score Holio.